Welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. How are you guys? Welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. All right, listen, I'm going to do a reading for all of us. We're just going to quickly kind of look at the whole week and see what's in store for us. All right, so yeah, we're just gonna do a short little reading. Now, I want to. It's really interesting. I want to start with this thumbnail that I got. Now, this is from the Shuffle deck. It's this really quirky deck that I've got. And if you notice, it looks like the Judgment card, but underneath we have this couple here. So I had to tell you, I think the overall theme for the week, because I did ask for a collective energy, could be, around relationships, maybe giving people a second chance, maybe, hoping that this will turn around. But it wouldn't surprise me if there's just kind of like some need to take a little bit of space, because at the bottom of the deck, I did pull this Queen of Cups and it had fallen out as well. And notice that there's a lion back over here on this cliff and you're way over here. So yeah, there might be some issues that come up around relationships this week where, a little bit of space, a little bit of time might be needed in order to be able to come back together again. So yeah, give everybody the space that you need, and I think things will work out well. Anyway, I want to welcome you all in to the chat, and as always, if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer questions. I want to get through the reading first, but don't forget to hit that like button. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. All right, let's start with our Aries. We'll run around the zodiac, and I'm just going to pull 3 cards for each sign, and we're just going to move along and see what the energies are. And I'm just going to shuffle the deck a couple more times as I wait for people to come in. It is Easter Sunday, so I hope everyone that celebrates Easter is having a good Easter, and those of you who don't, you're having just a good day. All right, so yeah. Let's see what's going on. I am just about ready to cut the deck, and let's take a look at our Aries for the week ahead. And then we'll just move from there, right? 3 cards for each sign. First card out for Aries is the Ten of Swords, to the Hermit, to the King of Cups. So I feel like this week, Aries, and remember, this is just a weekly reading, all right? Let's not go nuts, all right? It's just the next 7 days, 7 to 10 days. Now here, what we have here is the Ten of Swords coming into the Hermit. I feel like there's going to be an ending of some sort this week, Aries. And, when that happens, I think you're going to just want to take the time and the space to process whatever this ending is. Now, when we do see the Ten of Swords coming in as the overall energy for you, Aries, this is a situation that I think you've given it more than one chance. I think you have opened the door and, somebody has hurt you over and over and over again in a situation. So yeah, I think you finally put your foot down and you're done. And, with that being said, you're going to take some space to kind of pull back and really process whatever it is. Now, I do see that at the end of the week, we do pull out with the King of Cups. It wouldn't surprise me if there is somebody that has their eye on you, Aries, that may let themselves be known to you. And I say that because this guy, he's got this telescope in his hand, and we've got this cat, grabbing one of these fish. So I do feel like there is somebody out there, Aries, who sees you as a very good catch. So do not be surprised, if there is an invitation. But again, this King of Cups could also be part of this ending that you have. And, perhaps there is this need for them to try to reconcile, because again, the overall theme is this energy of, this Lover's card where, a little space, a little time, and everybody needs to process and see what part they played within it. So yeah, that's what I've got for you, Aries. Now, let's see, moving on to Taurus. Taurus, you start your week off with the Three of Wands reversed, Queen of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. Let me hold these cards up. So we start out with you here with the Three of Wands coming in reverse. There could be something this week that I think you realize isn't going to manifest, all right? Because when we have the Three of Swords, this is about bringing your ships in and calling in those things that are really positive that you need in order to advance yourself in some situation. the fact that it starts out here reversed, I think you realize that you may want to just cut your losses with someone or something, you know, if it's not going to be to your benefit, because I think you are thinking about what is really important for you. Here we have the Queen of Pentacles coming out. You are an earth sign, and I do feel like, you know, what you are after is grounded stability. You want to know that everything is in place and in order. And I think if you see that something is not manifesting in the way that you want it to, that you will let it go. Now we also have the Knight of Swords coming in as the final outcome for the week. And when, you know, the Knight of Swords comes in reverse, I think, you know, this is a week, Taurus. I feel like you're going to pick your battles. You're not just going to, you know, go along because you have to. And, you know, for a Taurus, that's such a fixed sign. I think, you know, when you realize something's not going to manifest, I'm not going to fight for something that doesn't want to fight back for me. And I think, you know, some of you Taurus this week may just end up cutting your losses. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Easter to everyone. I'm just going through everybody's zodiac signs for to see what the week looks like. If anybody wants to timestamp this, that would be great. All right. So let's move on. We got Gemini, and you're coming out strong with the Lover's card. All right. And we have the Hanged Man and the Nine of Cups. So when it comes to you and your person, Gemini, I think, you know, you need to take some time. I think you need to take some space, which is really going along with the theme of the thumbnail. And I feel like with the Hanged Man, it's wanting you to just kind of step back and just kind of look at things between you and your partner. What's working? What is not working? What is making you happy? What is not making you happy? I feel like there's an energy between you and your person, one of selfishness, all right? And I say that only because this Nine of Cups, when it comes in reversed, is an energy around you not getting something that you really want. And a lot of times we have to look at why. Why did that not happen? And in doing so and gaining some perspective of why things didn't work out between you and somebody or a partnership of some sort, I think this is a week where you're going to just kind of sit back and try to see, you know, what can you do to fix that? Excuse me. I am coming back from a cold that really knocked me down this week, so forgive me for the interruptions as I do this reading. So yeah, you know, the Nine of Cups says, you know, things didn't go the way you really wanted them to go. But I feel like you really have to take a look at why. All right, Gemini, so the why is very important in your reading this week. All right, what else do we have? All right, moving on to my Cancers. All right, Cancer, we start out with the Six of Wands coming in reverse. So you start the week out, Cancer, you know, not feeling very good about something that, you know, I think you wanted to have come through. But I think as the week pulls out, things start to change. So, you know, Cancer, I feel like maybe you don't start out on a high note this week, all right? You know, you're coming in a little down and out, you know, because something didn't manifest the way you wanted it to. You definitely didn't win in a situation. But, you know, it's followed by the Four of Wands. So, you know, if you have an opportunity or you're invited out, go out, because I think it's going to help lift your spirits quite a bit. And then we end the week with you with the Fool card. All right. So when the Fool card shows up, I feel like, you know, whatever it was that bothered you at the beginning of the week, it's almost as if it's okay. You know, by the end of the week, all is good and everything is better for you. Hey, you guys, welcome in. Sorry about the coughing. I didn't realize how hard it was going to be as I kept talking, but yeah, I might take some more breaks than I want to. But I did want to come on here. I wanted you, because I've been gone. If you wonder where I've been in Mexico, and that's where I caught this cold, is in Mexico. But now I'm back, and I'm trying to catch up. So this is where I'm at. But I want to welcome in John Peter, Gnarlsy, what is this? Basebaldy Diamond Head. Welcome in. Louise Gilbert, thank you. Welcome in. You left me a nice little message. You sound like I'm getting better. I'm trying to get better, you know, but, you know, I'm trying not to let things hold me back. I want to keep moving. Gerline, I'll get you at the end, all right? Yeah, Mexico. I was on a spiritual journey down in Mexico. That was totally amazing. But at the same time, you got to come back, and I came back with this cold. All right, let's see. Leo, what's going on with you for this next week? Leo, we're starting with the Page of Cups coming in reversed. You know, Leo, sometimes, you know, you might have, you know, ended up meeting someone that it didn't turn out, all right? Because when the Page of Cups shows up, you know, usually this is an invitation to go out with somebody new. And I think it's okay. It wasn't meant to be. And honestly, I think everybody around you is happy that you didn't hook up with someone, you know. So anyway, I do see you spending time with friends and family this week, and I like that, Leo. I think, you know, whatever you can do to enjoy yourself, you know, shine bright, and just not talk about what might have happened, all right? Because I feel like, you know, when you go out with people, people want to know what's up and what happened in this situation. And I think, Leo, this week, you're not going to want to talk about what went down with this date that you went on, all right? So no one needs to know. I mean, it was between you and what happened. And if you want to share information, you are welcome to. But I just see you being a little bit more closed this week. You know, even when you're out with people, you know, maybe you just don't feel like really sharing, and that's okay. You know, it's all right for you to not be so much of the bright sun this week, you know, and just kind of lay low a little bit. But I do see you enjoying the company of, you know, those people that you really love to hang out with, you know, and that looks like it'll probably be midweek. So that's what I've got for you, Leo. All right, Virgo. We're starting out with the 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords to the 7 of Wands. All right, so, you know, 10 of Pentacles reversed. When it shows up like this, it shows some kind of a money loss. Maybe, you know, you had to put out money for something that you just couldn't really afford, but you had no choice. Or maybe there's a situation that, you know, it's not working for you. It's not making the money that you need to do. And, you know, I see you moving away from this energy. And I think you're going to move away from it, you know, because it just doesn't work for you. I mean, here's the 7 of Wands. It's like they want to know, why are you quitting? Well, you know, because you don't pay me enough. It could be something like that. Because I just feel like with the lack of money here with this 10 of Pentacles, you need to do something, and you're going to do whatever it is that you really need to do. So I do see that, you know, by the end of the week, you know, you're standing up for yourself. And, you know, maybe, you know, it's one of those things, you want to quit your job, and, you know, if they really want you to stay, well, then give me more money. And if they don't want to give you more money, that's why you're leaving, you know, because I feel like you are really going to stand up for yourself this week in a situation. And it's either you fix it or I'm leaving. I mean, really, that's what I'm getting with these cards. All right, Virgo. What was that, Virgo? This is Libra. Libra, we've got you getting an offer this week, all right, Libra? Here we've got you coming in with the Knight of Pentacles. I feel as if, you know, there is help for you. If you have been carrying a big load, all right, because we do have you here in this 10 of Wands energy, just really struggling to get things done. Maybe, you know, people have put a lot on your plate and you're carrying a lot more responsibilities than other people. I do feel like, you know, you may receive some kind of an offer that's going to make you stop and think. You know, because, you know, when we have an offer and we're over here in the 2 of Pentacles trying to figure out how I'm going to make ends meet and how I'm going to be able to do everything, you may be given an opportunity that could alleviate all of that. So, you know, just be open-minded, Libra, to whatever offers might come to you, because I feel as if, you know, the offer being presented to you this week is going to help you alleviate a lot of this stress that you have been carrying. All right, that's what I've got for you, Libra. All right, next, Scorpio. Scorpio, we're starting out with the 8 of Pentacles. So the 8 of Pentacles to the High Priestess to the Strength card. I like this. So I feel like, you know, intuitively, you know that you need to do something with your work situation. Maybe you're at work and there's a situation going on, because I see you trying to handle something that could really blow up. All right. And if you follow your intuition, I think you're going to be able to keep whatever it is that could be a disaster from happening. Because I do see that, you know, you are being kind of shown like, all right, you know, this person is not getting along with this person, and that's going to happen, and then this isn't going to get done. And I just feel as if you are the calming force. And you are the one that starts to get people to listen, to calm down, to, you know, and handle whatever it is needs to be handled. You are going to be the one that I think is going to bring peace to what could be a bad situation this week. So yeah, use those gifts that you have and trying to, you know, bring diplomacy, I think is the word I'm looking for, to a situation that could, you know, erupt quickly. But I think you've got a handle on it this week, all right, Scorpio? All right, Sagittarius, what's going on for you? We've got the Page of Wands reversed, Six of Pentacles reversed, and the Ace of Swords reversed, all these reversals. So, you know, I feel like for some of you Sagittarius, you're not going to receive maybe the help, the money that you thought you were going to get to start a program, because we do have the Ace of Swords here. It is reversed. And when we have the Ace of Swords, this is usually about, you know, you have this really great idea or this thought that could really, you know, make into something. But the fact that these two cards preceded, I feel as if, you know, this beginning, this journey that you want to take, you know, I just feel like it's going to be delayed. You know, quite possibly my feeling about this Six of Pentacles is that if you were to accept this money, it probably wouldn't work out for you in the end. You know, there's something, it would create more of a problem. So just hang in there, Sagittarius, because I feel as if this delay is for your benefit. You know, it's like, you know, rejection is what is God's protection kind of thing. I'm kind of feeling that with this because you don't get the start that you really, really want. Now you're going to have to wait. But I think it's because something better is behind it, Sag. Right? So now let's move on to my Capricorns and see what their week looks like. So you're coming in strong, Capricorn, very confident. You're coming in as the Queen of Wands to the Three of Pentacles. So there is this energy around, you know, the work that you do. Perhaps, you know, you're ready to put yourself out there on some capacity. Maybe you're about to launch a website or a social platform of some sort. But I feel like, you know, it's really important that you do get some feedback before, you know, you just send anything through. So if you had to write like a big paper, have somebody look at that paper before you pass it through. If you are creating anything, I'm just feeling like the feedback you will receive is going to be very, very valuable. And if you don't do that, you might find yourself in a position with this Page of Swords coming in reverse, wishing that you had taken the time to review something. So even though you're very, very confident this week, just know that, you know, having somebody else's eyes on whatever it is you're about to submit will be very, very important to you in the long run. Because if you don't, I just feel as if, you know, you could end up like, oh, shoot, I wish I had done that. Oh, I thought there was something I was missing. And you just don't want to go backwards, all right? So accept that criticism with as a lot of help for you, all right? But I do feel as if it's going to be a very, very good week for you, all right? Just go through the process and review everything. All right, Aquarius, card out for you is the Ace of Pentacles reversed to the Page of Pentacles reversed to the Ace of Wands. You also have a lot of reversals. I feel like, you know, you are putting off something, okay? Because this Page of Pentacles coming in reversed, if we look at it upright, it's almost as if it's you wanting to make a decision. And I feel like you don't want to make a decision just yet. The Ace of Pentacles, you know, I mean, this is an opportunity for something that could maybe, you know, change your life. And we have the Ace of Wands here also reversed. This is something maybe you could really get behind. But with that page sitting here in the middle, I feel as if you just don't want to do it just right now. It's interesting because I just did your reading, Aquarius. And it does talk about, you know, you really wanting to step into doing something that you love to do. And with two aces here being reversed, I feel like, you know, when you make the decision and you finally flip that coin to go in another direction, I think the doors will open very wide for you. And you will be glad that you did take a chance. All right, last but not least, I'm going to turn my attention to Pisces. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. My apologies for my foggy sounding voice. But let's finish up with Pisces here. We've got the Four of Swords reversed. Pisces, you need to rest. All right, Pisces, let's talk about a relationship situation. I've got the Two of Cups here in the middle. All right, so here we've got you in this energy. Maybe, you know, you're going to go out on a date this week, and it could be somebody who, you know, there was some kind of a disagreement. The Four of Swords is usually this unsettled, unfinished energy. So there could have been some kind of an upset between you and your person. And I just see that, you know, there's this opportunity to go out. Let's talk about it. You may not feel good at the end of the day because we are ending here with the Empress reversed. But I think, you know, it's better to have closure on a situation or with someone, because this Four of Swords is very unsettling. And, you know, you're not at rest here. And, you know, the disagreement could have been, you know, somebody wanted to have kids and you don't want to have kids, you know, and now we're having this big blow up because you want to have kids and I don't want to have kids. Or whatever it is. Or maybe there was a situation that happened in the past and, you know, it never really got dealt with. I feel like this is a week that you want to attend to it and you want to, you know, like the thumbnail says, maybe we can resurrect this, maybe we can change it, maybe we can move forward with it. But that's what I feel for all of you. So a quick reading for the week, just because I felt like I had to get through it quick. But anyway, I hope it resonates with someone. Let's just give you a quick glimpse into the week ahead. Hey, you guys, how are you? I see some questions are coming through. Let me get a drink, clear my throat, come back to life. John Peter, general guidance for you. Like number one for me. All right, John Peter, Louise. Listen, Louise, I hope I sound better. Gerline. Oh, you want a video about my trip down to Mexico? It was pretty trippy. We drove down two cars. There was 8 of us in 2 cars. And the day that we crossed the border was the day that Trump or somebody let the cartel out. Whatever, the cartel leader was left out. And oh my God, we went through 9 checkpoints. They robbed us, you know, they stole from us. They really wanted my friend's knife. They didn't get my friend's knife. It was just one of those things. Those federales were really pretty wild. And then after a long, long journey, we were like 5 minutes away from our destination and we got this massive flat tire. I mean, it was a blowout. And there we were on the corner of a speeding highway, and we had to empty out the whole car in order to get to the jack. It was such a mess. Well, once we landed, it was a great adventure. Anyway, but here I am, I'm back. But let's turn our attention to you guys. Much more interesting than me. Let's look at John Peter. Little guidance for John Peter on this Easter Sunday. It was a total adventure. I'm training with the Huichol Indians. I'm in a 6-year commitment training with the Huichols. You know, they take us to their sacred sites and we make offerings and prayers and things of that nature. And at the end of 6 years, I have the potential to go on another 6 years to become a medicine person. I don't know whether I'll make it that far. I'm only on year 2. And, you know, it changes you. So we'll see. I'll make my decision at the end of 6 years. Anyway, that's what I was doing down in Mexico, hanging out with the little Huichols. And it was just really remarkable. And let me tell you, they see everything, you know, because I was really floored by, you know, some of the things that were said. And it was really amazing. All right, but listen, John Peter, you want some guidance. So are you still out there? Gotcha, I see you. All right. All right, John Peter, listen, we've got the Ace of Swords, Knight of Swords, and the Hanged Man. You are, what are you hanging up? You're hung up about something, right? There's something that, you know, the Ace of Swords, this is a gift, right? When we get to the Ace of Swords and it's reversed, and then we have the Knight of Swords sitting next to it. John Peter, I feel as if you have to be a little bit more assertive and a little bit more aggressive if you want something to happen for you. All right, because this ace is, you know, this is an idea, a thought, the truth. And in the fact that they both came up reversed, and then we have this Hanged Man reverse, you're a little confused as to whether or not you should say something or not say something. Let's pull one more card. I think you should, because the King of Cups says that, you know, this is something, an opportunity or a situation that, you know, you don't want it to pass on by. You want to catch this fish here. So whatever it is, John Peter, I just feel like you have to be a little bit more assertive in your efforts if you want it to happen, because to not, it's just going to leave you hanging here in this hanged man energy of, I don't know, maybe, maybe not. So I'm saying go for it. Just go for it. Listen, don't worry about whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing to do, you know, because that's later. That's going to keep you from really moving forward, you know. But pick up that Ace of Swords and run with it, John Peter. That's what I have to say to you. All right, let's see. Who's next? John Peter. Let me go back. I'm glad Jesus loves me. That's great. Louise. Louise, do you have a question? Priya. Hi, how are you? Angel guidance for Priya. I would love to have an angel guidance card for Priya. What can you tell me to tell Priya today? What kind of guidance can I give to Priya? Welcome in, you guys. Thanks for the likes, the comments, the shares, being a part of my channel. I've missed you guys. Honestly, I have. I've really missed it. And I had to go back to doing videos for the time that I was gone, and I found out I don't like doing that anymore. I'd rather do that. I'd rather do the videos in person. But we'll see. I think I'll do them both. All right, Priya, let's see. What's your angel guidance card for you? All right, Priya, we've got the Six of Pentacles coming up reversed to the Ten of Wands. So I feel like there's somebody blocking you, or a situation that's blocking you that's not very, very fair. And I feel like you're the one carrying all the weight. With that Ten of Wands, I mean, this is, you know, the struggle is real in your world. And the fact that the Six of Pentacles came up, Priya, I feel as if it's just not fair. Whatever the situation is, it's just not fair. And then we have the Four of Swords also coming in, another unsettled energy for you, Priya. So, you know, honestly, I feel as if, you know, you've got to let go of some of what you've been carrying, all right? And let maybe a situation in or a person in. But whatever it is, you're dealing with a situation that is not fair. And I feel like somebody is blocking you from really moving in a direction that would be really, really great for you. All right, because that Ace of Wands is something that you really want. You know, this is something that you would love to do or love to have, whether it's a person. And, you know, there could be a person involved here, but I just feel as if the situation is not fair and, you know, you're not receiving what it is that you really need. Let me look at the bottom of the deck. You know, yeah, Eight of Wands, and you're not saying anything either, Priya. So I feel like, you know, you really need to kind of look at this and see whether or not, you know, you can make some changes. Because if you're the one carrying all the responsibility, all the weight, everything, and the other person is not, you know, that's really not balanced. And we want balance and harmony in your life. So that's what I've got for you, Priya. Laiknath, Vashi, welcome in. You want to know your future with the cards, please? Well, let's just pull a card and see what it has to say. Hi, Mandy. I'll get to you too. And Shahida, welcome in. I recognize all of you guys. Thanks for coming back. I really appreciate it. All right, let's see. Vashi, let's find out what the card is for you. Vashi, we have the High Priestess coming out to the Fool. You've got to really follow your intuition, all right? If you are about to do something, Vashi, that is risky, and your intuition is really kind of telling you don't do it then, all right? This is your intuition really screaming at you that you might be about to start something that you're going to wish you never started. So be very careful about that, all right, Vashi? That's what I see for you. Don't, you know, whatever it is, it's a foolish risk. Foolish risk. I don't want you to get in trouble. right, let's see. Louise Gilbert, your teacher. It's incredible. I was wondering about my paper and I will give it rebuke. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Louise. Mandy, you want a love reading. Let's see, Mandy, what's going on with you? Love reading. 9 of Pentacles coming in reverse. Be careful of codependent relationships, all right? You know, just because we really want something, and you know, if it's not meant to be and we're really trying to hang on to something, just be really careful, because when I see this 9 of Pentacles come in reversed, it kind of tells me, you know, there could be some codependency in a relationship that you are involved with. Yeah, and you know, here we have this 5 of Pentacles, and you know, for fear of being alone, you know, we hang on to things and situations. Here with this 3 of Wands coming up in the middle, I would advise you to really kind of focus on what it is you really want to manifest in a relationship and bring that towards you. You know, because this codependent energy I keep getting, that's what's going to make you feel alone. All right. So, yeah, let love find you. All right. Let it find you, especially, you know, I don't want you to get hooked up in a situation that it's hard to get out of once you realize, oh, maybe this one isn't for me. You know, because the independence that comes with this 9 of Pentacles, we want to maintain. And you want to maintain that in a relationship. You don't want to become codependent. So be careful of that, all right, Mandy? That's what I got for you. Shahida, I've got a cold. I've got a terrible cold, but I'm pushing through with my cold, you know, because I want to keep going, you know. I hate just sitting around doing nothing and feeling yucky. All right, let's see. Who else? Yeah, God bless you too, John Peter. I'm glad it resonated. Linda Swan, welcome in. Of course you're going to have an angel guidance card. Let's pull one for Linda Swan. Welcome in, everyone. It's nice to have you around. Linda, what's going on? Thanks for you guys for keeping me company. I really appreciate you all. I've been just sitting here miserable by myself. So I'm glad I came on. All right, Linda, we are looking for an angel guidance card for you. Grateful, thankful to Linda. Thanks for the likes. I really appreciate the thumbs up, the likes, the shares, the comments, all of that. All right, Linda, one more shuffle, okay? And then I'm going to pull out your angel card. Did that make sense, Mandy? I hope it did. All right, let's see. Linda, what do we got? Look at your card. The star. I love it. I love it. Linda, what a great card to pull out. All right, so I really believe that the universe is really going to bring down whatever it is. This is a star of, it's a card of hope. It's faith. It is just knowing that, you know, whatever it is that you are wishing for, it will come true. I don't even want to pull another card for you, all right? Because, you know, Linda, I just want you to ride on this energy. Look how beautiful it is. She's got that one hand up in the universe and she's bringing it down into reality. So whatever it is that you have been really wanting, I really feel like it's going to come through. So that's a great card for you, Linda Swan. Happy Easter. Great, great card for you. Ishita. You want to know what the current feelings of your crush are for you. Okay, I want you to be very careful of your words, all right? When we use the word crush, that's exactly what's going to happen, all right? So we got to change the wording. Let's change it to something else. Let's see. What are the current feelings for the person I really am interested in, all right? Because a crush, you end up getting crushed, and we don't want that for you, all right? So Ishita, let's find out what the cards say for you. Okay. Let's see, Ishita. Current feelings. And their current feelings here is the Strength card. So I like this, all right? So this is somebody who you could eventually get to eat out of your hands, all right? Very positive. See, we changed that word crush and we got rid of it, threw that out the door. And now what we see here is that you have the ability to really have this person do whatever it is you want to do. So don't be afraid to hang out, you know, because I just feel like, you know, this is one of these things that could possibly really work between you and your crush. So I like that, Ishita. That's a great card for you. No, we don't want that for you. Words are spells. They are. You know, we have to be careful of our words, you know, and we want to stay positive in our life. Like, you know, me, I knew I would feel better if I came on here. I was a little nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, what if I start sneezing or coughing? But it's all good, you know, and I'm glad I did this because it makes me feel better. So, you know, watch your words. They really matter. You know, encouraging words make a difference to people, right? They really do. You know, and support is always welcome. All right, Purna. Yeah, Purna, I was gone. I took a trip down to Mexico. That's why I wasn't on live. But I'm back. And hopefully I can pick this up and we'll do this. You know, I like to come on here daily. You know, I live alone. So you guys are really great company for me. And I really appreciate each and every one of you. All right, Purna, let's see. Angel guidance for you. Angel guidance for you, Purna. Let's see what's going on. All right, so let's see. What do the cards have to say to Purna, who waited 2 weeks for me to come back? All right, angel message. Queen of Pentacles coming in reversed. We've got to find some stability here. All right, so listen, I think you need to take some time. All right, Purna, because if I flip these cards out, you know, the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is very grounded, very solid. They don't worry, you know, because everything is taken care of. And when we have the Queen come in reverse, Purna, you know, then she's feeling a little unsteady, unsettled. Like, you know, maybe things aren't right. Maybe you should change things. And maybe you should do this so that, you know, you don't have to worry later on down the road. And then we have the Hermit coming in reverse next to it. I really feel like, you know, you really need to trust yourself a little bit more. And you need to trust that the directions that you are taking, you know if they're going to be solid and grounding for you or if they're not. So trust yourself. Trust the inner wisdom that you have. The Hermit has a lot of wisdom and a lot of knowledge. And when it comes up upside down, you know, sometimes it wants you to apply that. And I feel like in this situation, if you are in a situation that is very unsteady and very unstable, it's time for you to step out of this place of being by yourself and, you know, do something about it and turn it around. Because you can really turn this around using your own inner wisdom. I want to pull one more card for you. Nine of Swords. Yeah, a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety, and it's starting to affect your environment. Maybe, you know, you're short of money, and you don't know what to do about it. I feel like where you are going to find the ground is by really sitting in with yourself and just trusting that you've got the answers to pull you out of this stress that you've been feeling. All right, Purna, you will be okay. You just got to trust the wisdom you have. Thanks. I try to be a good person. I really do. I'll tell you a story. Many years ago, I am a member of, you know, part of the Native American tribes around here, you know, and when I first came around, they said, oh, yeah, you know, pray for yourself, you know, and pray for others. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't pray for myself. And, you know, I think the first 6 months of me going to all these ceremonies, the only thing I prayed for was to be a good person. I just want to be a good person. I just want to be, because I was not a good person, you know, and I just want to be a good person. I just want to be a good person. And here I am 30 years later. I believe I'm a good person. At least I really try to walk in that kind of energy. So thank you, Ishita, for picking up on that. Louise, Ishita, I'll come back to you. I want to answer Louise's question first, all right? Because I already did do a reading for you, but I'll come back to you, all right, Ishita? But Louise, let's look first at your supervisor becoming more open and less critical. Let's see whether or not you should confront her on that commitment. All right, Louise, let's take a look and see what's going on. All right. Hi, Anna. Welcome in. All right, Louise, look at this. Magician. Oh, I got chills. You know, look, I think you should confront her, because I think it's going to clear the air and you're going to feel much better. When the Judgment card comes out, I mean, I do feel as if, you know, there needs to be some kind of closure on things and things that we let go. And I feel like with the Magician coming in for you, you know, you can actually help the situation by saying something. You know, sometimes people don't realize how they're coming off to other people. And, you know, the fact that, you know, there's this commitment that was broken. I feel like if you confront her, you will be happy that you did. And it'll turn out to your benefit here. Because, look, you walk away feeling really good about what you said and what you do. So, yeah, there is a possibility of the supervisor changing. But sometimes we need to bring awareness to that. You know, we just have to be careful. I mean, everything can be said. Is how we say it. Again, words are spells. Whoever said that earlier. You know, so yeah, I do see a very good outcome between you and your supervisor. You know, because look, bottom of the deck, you know, what's fair is fair. You know, don't be surprised if they're a little defensive at first, but, you know, because nobody likes to be called out. All right, Ishita, I want to go back to you. A love request. Anna, how are you? I'd be happy to give you a general reading. All right, let me pull this card for Ishita for the love and guidance, and then I'll come bounce back down to you. All right, Ishita, let's look at your love. A little love request for you. All right, look, I see distance between you and someone. All right, we've got the Knight of Wands. All right, let's talk about the energy of this guy, all right? So Ishita, when I see the Knight of Wands, this is somebody who, they're the life of the party. You know, they bring all the fun, they got the magic, they love to travel, they like to go here and there. But between you and this person, I see that, you know, they're putting some distance between you. And I think that's okay. I don't think they really want to, you know, there's something, let me get another card for you, right? Yeah, I think, you know, they're pulling away because I think they feel pressure from you. And, you know, I keep getting that they don't want the pressure from you, nor do they want to get you pregnant either, you know, so just be aware of that, you know, that this distance, I think it's because they're feeling too much pressure. So I hope that makes any sense to you, Ishita. All right, that's what I've got for you. Yeah, bottom of the, and you know, and what they might do, Ishita, you know, as part of a response is they may not tell you the truth, you know, so let them have the space and the distance, and I think everything will start to look a little different for you. All right, let's see. Anna, welcome in. I would love to give you a general reading. It's nice to see you in here. You're welcome. You're welcome, Ishita. All right, let's see. Anna, I really want to give you, Anna, back home. We're going to give you a general reading. I'm going to cut the deck. Let's see what comes through for you, Anna, all right? See what the cards have to say for you. I'm wondering if there's some decision you need to make, and you feel a little bit pressured by it. Just saying, just kind of picking that up. But let's see, what do you have to say to Anna? General reading for Anna. All right, Anna, strength to the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like there is some kind of a decision that you have to make. Listen, once you make this decision, you're going to feel much better and you're going to feel much stronger. Even though you don't want to have to do it, you know, because when we have the Two of Pentacles, I mean, there's only so long you can keep balancing everything and everyone to keep them happy. But the most important person that needs to be happy is you, Anna. All right. So I feel like you can, you know, you've got a handle on this situation because you're keeping something at bay, but you are going to have to make a decision. It could be around a partnership that you are involved with. How much longer can you hang on to it is one of those things, you know. But whatever it is, I do see that you have the strength to really kind of make the right decision and really at the end of the day, you know, do what's best for you, right? Because I do see you trying to like make it all work, you know, and you just can't. You just can't, Anna. Anyway, that's what I've got for you. Prina. You kind of just give up. Nothing would change. But man, can you pull a card? Let's see if you'll switch the jobs. Because I did see that you were really struggling there when it came to that Queen of Pentacles reverse and all. You're welcome, Anna. All right, let's see. Prina, one more card. Upright says, yes, you will switch. And reverse is, no, you're not going to switch. Let's see. Let's see. All right, Perna, let's see whether or not you're going to switch jobs. You know, listen, I do see you doing it, and then I see you, you know, second guessing and questioning it. But I think you have to take the opportunity when one presents itself, all right? It's so hard to kind of leave a job not knowing what the next one is. But I do feel like there is going to be an opportunity that, you know, comes through, and that's where you're going to be like a little shaky, like, oh, I don't know if I should take it. Don't be afraid to change, all right? Because change is the one thing that is constant in our life, you know, and if changing your job is going to benefit you, you know, you can't worry about it. You just have to jump in with both feet. But I do see you switching jobs, Perna. I do. Sam Codd, welcome in. Nice to see you. Archie, should you stay away from happy? Who knows? All right, Archie, let's find out. And then I'll jump down to Sam. I hope that helps, Perna. It's always hard. You know, I have a client right now who, you know, the cards constantly say you need to leave. You need to break away and trust that something good's going to come. And, you know, she just can't seem to break away. But the cards continue to say, you know, until you can do it on your own, but you have to believe in them. Right? All right, Archie, let's see what's going on. Should you stay away from Happy, your boyfriend? Let's find out whether Archie needs to stay away from Happy. We're all invested. We all want to know. Let's see. Should you stay away? All right, and the answer is yes. And I feel as if you're at a point, you're at a crossroads. Even though you don't know which way to go, I think you know that you need to leave them. All right, because when we have this Chariot card, this is about you following your own road, all right, not someone else's. And I think if you've been sitting on the fence, because this says this way or that way, you know, that's holding you back. And a lot of times when I do see the card come up of the Chariot, distractions, you know, and I think this person is a distraction for you. And I do feel as if, you know, you are ready to make that move. It's that fear of, oh my gosh, what happens afterwards? Because, of course, we get attached and things like that. But, yes, for sure, Archie, I think that, you know, you should move on. You know, maybe that you want to go somewhere. I mean, there's love there. But I think you'll find new love. I really do. I think once you let this ship sail and you go in a new start, I think there's someone new for you behind this person. And the fact that you're even questioning whether or not you should stay away from them, I think that's a big red flag. You got to listen to your own red flags. All right, Sam. Are you still out there, Sam? It's like you got like this quiet voice just kind of slid in the back. All right, Sam, maybe you're there, maybe you're not, but I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for you, Sam, all right? Oh, good, you're here. All right, Sam, let's pull you a card. All right, general reading for Sam. Sam needs a card. What card do we have for Sam? Cut the deck, shuffle it again. All right, let's see what's coming out. I wonder if there's a situation you're just wondering whether or not is hopeful. Again, like who was it I just read for? I feel like a decision is waiting for you. Well, let's see, Sam, what the cards have to say. All right, yeah, you're sitting on the fence around a relationship because here we have the Eight of Cups reversed to the Three of Swords. And I feel like this is a relationship that it's been on and off. You know, maybe, it's been good, and when it's good, it's great, and when it's not good, it's not good. But the fact that you're sitting on the fence and you really don't want to walk away from a situation, but you've been hurt, right? Three of Swords. This has not been an easy connection that you're involved with. And the Death card, and you don't want it to end, Sam. I do see that you don't want this to end. You want it to change, but can you get past the pain? And the fact that there's been so much in the background already. Okay, because when we look at this, we see all these cups lined up. I mean, there's been a lot of chances. I mean, you've given someone a lot of chances. But if you continue to get hurt, and we've got this Death card as a final outcome, I know you don't want it to end, but it's also going to keep you in a state of never trusting, not knowing whether or not it's right. So I feel like you're at the crux of this relationship, on the verge of coming to an end, and you don't really want to let it go just yet. But honestly, with the Eight of Swords here, it's just like, I just feel like you're always going to wonder, and you're always going to have these stories. And if you don't have trust in a relationship, you really don't have anything, because you're always going to wonder, what are they doing? What are they up to? Are they going to hurt me? Or maybe it was you that did the hurting. But whatever it is, I feel like this relationship needs to either transform once and for all or come to an end. So that's what I got for you, Sam. I wish it was a little happier, but it is what it is. All right, let's see. Who else? Louise. Let go and let God. Absolutely. Oh, you're coming back to yourself. That feels good. A lot of times we get lost in relationships. We get lost in our work. We get lost in everything that's going on around us. And sometimes it's okay to say, you know what? I think I got to go find myself. Mandy. You want a general reading? Mandy, you still out there? Laura Lee, welcome in. Nice to see you. You just finished the relationship? Yeah, it's probably a good move. The hard part is at the afterwards, but you'll be okay. It's just not meant to be. It shouldn't be that hard. I mean, relationships take work, but if two people are on two emotional planes, and I mean, all kinds of factors can play into it. All right, Mandy, let's see. What's going on? We want a general reading from Mandy. Welcome in, Laura Lee. Put your question in, Laura. All right, let's see. Mandy. Mandy. What's going on for Mandy? I just saw the Wheel of Fortune. Have you had a bad run of luck recently? Just wondering. Let's see if that's all about to change. Oh, I like this. Love is in the air. And whoever it is somebody who you could possibly really find yourself really married to. So I do see a great relationship coming towards you. The Ace of Cups, I mean, that's wonderful. And I think you can see yourself with this person. I'm wondering, though, if it's somebody from your past or somebody that you've dealt with before. We do have the Six of Swords coming in reverse. So, you might go back to somebody who, maybe you were married to, maybe it's an ex. But I do see you going back, and in going back, I do see something very positive. So I don't know whether this really applies to you or not, but yeah, I mean, happiness. I see, you make a decision, and I just feel like if it is somebody from your past, no regrets here. I think you're going to be really, really glad that you went back and maybe try to make up or just one last shot at, you know, well, let's see what's going on. Because I like the cards. I like the cards. I just see that there was some kind of trouble in the midst of this connection that now could come to an end. And really, by summertime, I see you very, very happy, Mandy. You know, I love that the sun card has come out for you like that. That's a great, great energy. So yeah, if you've been wondering whether or not to have somebody come back, I see it. It would be positive for you. Anyway, that's what I got for you guys. So if no one else has a question, I'm going to go ahead and pop off. Maybe make myself another cup of tea. But it's been fun. Hi, Barbara. Griffin, how is JJ doing? Undecided and take action, rework finances. Oh, good. All right, Laura Lee, you want a general reading? Nice to see you, Barbara. Nice to have you in the chat. Welcome in, welcome in. While I'm still here, listen, as long as you guys are throwing questions, I'll stick around. You know, I can always put a pot of water on and come back. All right, let's see. Laura Lee. General guidance for you, Laura Lee. Let's see. General for Laura Lee. What do you have to say to Laura Lee? All right. I like this card coming out. We've got, the Six of Pentacles. All right. So when it comes to money, finances, if you've been looking for a loan, Laura, I do feel like you might get it. All right. Just be careful that it doesn't hold you up. You know, sometimes when we want to make moves with, and especially you mentioned finances, you know, we got to be careful that we don't get in a situation that at the end of the day is going to be worse for us down the road. But I do like this because, you know, I feel like you're going in, you know, to situations, you know, looking for a balanced outcome, because Six of Pentacles is about a positive give and take. And, you know, but my only worry with this one, especially in this deck, is that sometimes it could block you from trying to find another solution. So whatever it is, you know, just make sure that it's very balanced and that you can live with the terms of whatever it is being presented to you. Because I just don't want to see you get into a position that now you're kind of trapped. You know, it's kind of like, you know, you get into a contract and you get a loan out and, you know, the interest rate is really, really high, and, you know, or maybe it's a balloon payment or something like that, that down the road it could hurt you more than it could help you. Just be aware of that. All right, Laura Lee? Yeah, I sure do need a makeover, Barbara. I've often wondered, you know, maybe somebody would cut my hair, but man, the haircuts I've had in the past were so terrible that I just let it grow. But I'd be up for a makeover. Hi, Laverne. How are you? Right, you don't want to pay for the rest of your life, Laura Lee. Careful what you get involved with under contracts. I think that would be the message for you, all right? All right, so Barbara, are you going to come over and do the beauty makeover for me? Because I could really use it. Use all the help I can get. All right, Laverne. Now, I'm the only one. I cut my own hair, you know, believe it or not. I give myself my own trim. And I have a friend she's a really talented stylist. And I went to her and I asked her to cut my hair, and she was so afraid to do it that, you know, I walked out looking just the same. Oh, Laverne. Oh, my goodness. Super chat. Oh, thanks for the super chat. Yeah, I'm going to get to you here. Let's see. Let's find out. Okay, we'll find out first if your wife is cheating, and then we'll turn to a more general. All right, Laverne, we need to know. We all want to know now. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Laverne. She needs to know. Is her wife cheating on her? What's going on? All right, let's see. All right, I'm getting a yes. And it could be with somebody at work. So I'm definitely getting a yes on that one. All right, Laverne. Romaine is the name. So I definitely yes, and I do feel like it could be somebody that she works with, or there's something that she does work around. But let's see what your general cards are. All right, let's get some general cards for Laverne. Now that we know that her wife is cheating on you. It's her ex. Wow. So yeah, and I feel as if, you know, things have to change. It's definitely not fair. So, you know, a general reading for you though comes out here, you know, with the Hierophant and the Queen of Cups. You know, you're a good catch. You know what? You are a very good catch. But I do see the conflict here, and I see that it has to change. I almost feel like, you know, your wife does what she wants to do. Doesn't matter what anybody says. I just feel as if, you know, in this union that the problems come up because somebody does what they want to do without really thinking about the other person. And I say that because I'm looking here at this Justice card, you know, and, you know, something's not fair and it's just not right. And then we have the Judgment card coming in reverse. Eventually, oh, and then the Two of Cups. I think eventually, Laverne, you know, this is going to end up where, you know, you break up, you come back together again, because the Eight of Cups doesn't show an ending, but it does show that there is going to be some conflict that comes up between the two of you. And, you know, the Five of Swords shows fighting, and I am feeling like there could be some arguing and fighting that does happen. As a result, you know, somebody just not really being considerate of the other person. So yeah, that's what I feel. But yeah, I think you're on point in thinking what you think. That's exactly what she does. So Barbara, you think I just need to put some curls in it? I'll work on that. I'll try to get some curls. I don't really do much to my hair. It's usually curly underneath. It's usually got a lot of frizz right now underneath, but but it's so funny. Ever since I was young, it's always been about like, oh my God, her hair. My grandmother, she hated my hair. And one day, both her and my mom decided that they were going to deal with my hair. And they put it in pigtails. They tried everything else. And then it was my uncle showed up with a pair of scissors and he just butchered it and cut it all off. It was just so dramatic. And after that, I just never had my hair cut again. Barbara, your husband is staying with another woman. Oh, you're so wise, Barbara. You know, you just don't need that. I hope your hair grows back too. Collagen. Collagen will help. That's terrible, Barbara. I'm glad that, you know, you've made that decision. 46 years is a long time. Yeah, no, I don't think. I think when I die, I'll still have the hair look exactly the same. I'm never gonna change. I'm a Capricorn. I don't like change either. Anyway, I'm sorry that that's a relationship you had with your husband, you know, but, you know, the fact that you were wise enough to say, don't come back here, you know, go ahead, do what you want to do. Good for you. Anyway, I will cut my hair. All right, you guys, I'm going to pop off here. Thanks for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate all of you guys. I'm going to try to come back tomorrow. Like, you know, I really love coming on here and I love doing what I do in your relationship. Yeah, you know, we have, you know, I have my ex-husband I still take care of him. You know, we haven't been married. Oh my gosh, we divorced in 2008. But over the years, you know, we continue to help each other, support each other. It's just in a different way. Oh, I'm sorry, Barbara. Now you just need to do for yourself. Should you move to another state? Laverne, well, you're making the big moves here. Let's find out. Oh my goodness. Laverne. Laverne, Laverne, Laverne. Should you move to another state? I'm feeling like you should, but let's see what the cards have to say. Let's see what the cards have to say, Laverne. Thanks for the super chat. Really appreciate it. All right, Laverne, let's see. Should you move to another state? Yeah, I do feel like you should. I don't know whether it'd be the right thing to do because it's coming out with the devil. But I do see you really wanting to make that move. You're tempted, that's for sure. I just don't think you moving to another state is the right answer. We've got the Three of Wands coming in reversed. I just don't think that, even though you want to, you know, the cards just don't look like they would really support it. But I think you're looking for stability. You know, that's what you're really after, is the stability. Because you're coming out as the Queen of Pentacles. And I think you're starting to really look forward to, like, your future. You know, you're trying to make these moves that are going to be good for you. And I just feel like if you move to another state, that might hold you back. You might regret it down the road. So be careful of that. All right, Laverne? Should you take your Pisces husband? Oh, well, gosh, now that you tell me that you have a Pisces husband, it all kind of makes sense. It's funny, all the Pisces men that I know have been cheaters. Not that all Pisces are cheaters, but the men, oh my gosh. And even some Pisces that I never thought would cheat on their wives have done so. It's really crazy. So let's see, Barbara, whether or not you should take them back. Let's see. You know, here's the card that comes up, the Ten of Swords. I just feel like if you take them back, you know, the pain and everything that you deal with in this relationship is only going to be continue. And if anything, it'll be worse. So you know, the fact that it comes up reverse, I would say, no, you shouldn't take them back. You know, we all have free will. You know, we really do. Yeah, right, Barbara? I wouldn't take them back. You know, because, you know, the 10 wants to end it once and for all. You know, the fact that it comes up reverse is just like, you know, it's never going to end. He's never going to change. You know what you're getting. You know, when a person shows you who they are, we got to believe it, right? And I feel like your husband definitely shows you who they are. Hi, Rosa. Welcome in. How are you? We're having a good time just chit-chatting about all kinds of things. Anyway, nice to see you, Rosa. If this is your first time in, welcome in, welcome in. You know, I really feel like it's important that I acknowledge all the people in the chat, you know, because I just think, you know, everybody wants to know that they're seen, and I see you. So welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you agree with me, Barbara. Pisces. I don't know what it is about those Pisces men. You're just home relaxing, no plans today. Me either. This is why I'm on here, Rosa. You know, I wasn't feeling good. I'm on the upswing of a cold that took me down this week, and just feeling like I just needed to vibe with some people. And so I'm on here just kind of checking in and seeing how you guys are doing. It's nice to be home and just relaxing with no plan. Do you know what I mean? There's enough going on in the world. It's nice to take a real day off. And it sounds like you're having a real day off, Rosa. So may it be the best for you today. Checking out of life. All right, you guys, listen. I'm going to pop off. Thanks for being a part of my channel today. Thanks for sticking around. I'll be back hopefully tomorrow. Angel numbers for now. You have a great day too, Rosa. Angel numbers. I see angel numbers all the time. I think they're a gift, you know, especially when you start to recognize them. You should look up the numbers. I know there's one site that if you put in like strange numbers, say you always see the number 1222, right? Like that's like kind of a crazy number, but you always see 1222, 1222, 1222. It's always 1222. Then look it up. Just type it in, man. In this day and age, you can find all kinds of information on it. And maybe you might be surprised at what it actually means. I only know like 111, 222, 333, but you know, other numbers are also angel numbers, you know, so don't discount any of the numbers. There's magic in numbers. Yeah. What numbers are you seeing, Perna? What numbers are you looking at? Because I always see 111, but I am a number 11 in numerology, so it's typical. But I'm just curious for what numbers. If you see 555, that's change. There could be a lot of change coming through. I'm just waiting. All right, you guys, listen. I'm going to pop off. Have a really great day, Perna. Maybe we'll pick this up tomorrow. I'll see you guys all on another day. Until then, 555. Yeah, 555 is change. You're an 11 too. Yeah. Yeah, the 11s, they're really, you know, they're a very high spiritual number. It's the number of the high priestess, you know. So, you know, most of the people that have an 11 path, you know, they're very intuitive. So trust your intuition, Sam. You know, honestly, do not second guess it, you know, because you are really one of these people that I feel, you know, is really, really intuitive. You know, it's just, there's intuition, there's psychics, there's all of this. But if you have intuition, you have the psychic ability too. And I just think that when we have that 11 energy, that it's a gift. I mean, you know, I'm happy I'm an 11. I'm so thankful I'm not a 5. But believe it or not, I was born at 5:55 in the morning. And one of the things that I've noticed in my lifetime is that I bring change to people. And I think that's my gift, you know, to, you know, the people out there in YouTube land, you know. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to go get myself a cup of tea. I really appreciate you all. Have a really, really great day. If you celebrate Easter, grateful. You too, Rosa. So let me ask you this, Rosa. I said, do you find that when you show up, you know, like if I go back and I visit my family, you know, somehow what I bring to them brings some change in a situation. I've always brought change. Do you bring change in your situations? I'm just curious. Because my life is always changing. Although recently it's been pretty stable. Yes, yeah. All right, you guys, have a great day. Have a great evening, Sam. God bless you all. And yeah, I will see you all tomorrow. All right, bye now.